Remember, fundamentally, a compressor makes a sound quieter by reducing any sound that goes over the threshold by a given ratio. Today we'll make sound 1 quieter using compression so sound 2 can be heard clear. This technique is known as ducking. For example, if I have this one sound and I have this second sound, but I don't want to turn this one down with a fader, but I want it to be quieter when this sound actually makes a sound. It's like this one makes a sound, I want this one to go down a little lower like that. But when this isn't making a sound, I want it to stay the same. That's called ducking. And to achieve this, we'll use sidechain compression. Our first example will be ducking an audience against a sports announcer. A lot of times this is used in live broadcast. So on track 1 is the sports announcer, on track 2 is the stadium crowd noise. And we want to reduce the crowd noise only when the sports announcer speaks. We want to keep the noise of the crowd loud when he's not speaking to keep that live crowd energy thing going. So they have to kind of balance each other out. So we'll place the compressor on the crowd because that's the sound we want to make quiet. But we're going to feed in the voice into that compressor using what's called a key input. Here's how to route that. Track 1 is routed out bus 1. Track 2 has a compressor on it. Route bus 1 into the compressor. This is called the key input. Press the little key button to turn it on. Now the compressor's input is coming in from bus 1, but the compressor itself is affecting track 2. Now adjust the compressor settings so the crowd noise reduces when the announcer speaks. Try to make it sound somewhat natural and not distracting. So use maybe a slow attack, maybe a fast attack, and maybe a slow release or a fast release. It all depends on the source material. And the ratio also makes a difference in finding the right threshold. I can't really give you specifics, but you want to try to make it sound natural so that the crowd gets quieter when the announcer speaks, but then comes back up to keep that energy.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 65th Annual Capital One Bowl. Today is a great afternoon of college football as Nick Saban's Alabama Crimson Tide prepare to face Mark D'Antonio's Michigan State Spartans. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise.
That's how you apply ducking using sidechain compression. You might also use this in a variety of ways. You might duck guitars when a vocalist is singing. You might duck a bass guitar so that you can hear a kick drum more clear. You sometimes will duck vocal effects when the vocalist is singing, but then when they quit, the effects will come up. There's lots of uses for this ducking process using sidechain compression. The next video will demonstrate an extreme ducking or sidechain process where it's really pumping, and this is used in a lot of dance EDM tracks.